Welcome back to Valorant Game Changers Series 3. We just wrapped up map number 1 in our lower final, and EG started off hot. A comeback victory in overtime in the second half. Well, really, a comeback against another comeback. It was a crazy game. I'm back here, Mimi, joined by Sapphire and Bala, and we have to start out, Arten, by talking about Kinsey breaking the Game Changers record, 4 kills, and going absolutely nuts to close out that map.
Yeah, just insane. Look at this ACS 355 and the cherry on the top, 36 kills. The most ever in a Game Changers main event. That's not including open quals, but over 3 years of play, that's what it takes to take down Shopify right here. A life performance from Kinsey, and exactly what we expected coming into the series and we're hoping for if you wanted a competitive game, and that's what we got.
And still credit to Sonder here. Like, Sonder actually had a hell of a game as well, especially in that second half. But when you put these stats side by side, like, Kinsey just played the game of a lifetime.
And I call it a comeback because EG really had to rally there in the second half. But the start of this game, it honestly looked like there was a world where EG was just going to run away with things. I think we saw a lot of mistakes being made by Shopify in that first half that really gave EG the opportunity to get back into this game.
Yeah, it was quite sloppy. A lot of mistakes, like missing those flashes to entry, not necessarily using the Viper wall to cross there on A. So there was a lot of early picks from Starbound. So it was quite sloppy to start off. Obviously, they started to turn that around in the second half. Shopify finally woke up, and they had some better answers.
Yeah, I think as well, losing some really key moments to Kinsey again multiple times throughout the game. Yes, Shopify woke up, and I think that's mostly because of their comp. I didn't necessarily see until that second half the same level of Shopify that we saw yesterday. There was a lot of mistakes like you were talking about, Sapphire. The missed flashes, not using the wall to scale, not exactly properly coordinating everything, and it did lead to an EG who had a really good first half. But that Killjoy pick, in my mind, for Shopify continues to show how good it is on this map, because without Flowerful locking down that B site in the second half, it would have been completely different. And for EG, you kind of question when you look at Flowerful and how effective she was. The chamber on their side actually did start to step up on the attack side, even in overtime, buying that attack side up. Really working. That was perfect from Starbound, and props to them.
Yeah, and Shopify hardly had an answer to that. Like, how many times were they getting picked off one by one? There weren't any trades. Obviously, with the moments that they did win, like KP had some incredible flashes, some big impact flashes. So again,
yeah.
big swings in momentum, comeback after comeback.
Yeah, it was great. And I think you do have to give credit to Shopify because of the rally that they were able to have in that second half. A lot of that was Sonder, a lot of that was KP's calling, but still it came down to this overtime where EG stepped up big time. This is where we really started to see Kinsey lighting things on fire. And I think where we were seeing a lot more of that value that was the initial idea around this chamber ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Both on defense and attack, she's just constantly getting up that op. It's working wonders. And there definitely was life still. I mean, it looked like, especially after rallying back in that first OT, coming up with the second round, it called the timeout. Looked like Shopify was going to start getting rolling again. It was like, okay, they're awake now. They're not going to go to the international, right? Like, that's not a question. But after that timeout, you saw exactly the things that Heather, you were talking about, that I was mentioning a couple moments ago, about that chamber and about the EG player stepping up in OT.
But now I have a question, and Heather, I need you to bring me back down to earth here, because EG, they win map 1 of the series, and I'm looking at the next few maps here. Ascent, EG's favorite map throughout this Game Changers. They play a ton of it. They have beaten some great teams here. Your complexities in dominant fashion. And then we go to Haven, another good map for EG. This really feels like the perfect map pool now with that split win for EG to get an upset here.
I mean, you're not wrong, Mimi. Like, and this is one of those maps that's going to be a rematch of when they played Shopify earlier, and EG looked completely dominant in the first half, just like we saw in that previous matchup. It was like an 8-4 half, and eventually Shopify started to come back, and they had the answers, and it went to multiple OTs, and that time Shopify won it. but EG is certainly looking good this time around.
They absolutely are. And as we do hop into our agent select for the second map of Ascent, Butler, what are you looking at to improve here from Shopify from map 1 to 2 to get them back in?
Honestly, just keep that momentum that they had in the second half. I think that's where KP really started to shine. You heard Potter get really excited about how good some of those flashes were, how good the util was. This is a map that I think always they should be really comfortable at. This is where KP, can really rely on the fundamentals, a lot of mid-rounding, not necessarily full, game planning, which I think did kind of go wrong on Split when you looked at the amount of Astro Walls that they were using that were consistently the same one over and over despite failing. This is where you can have that adaptation and fluidity.
Yeah, I looked to actually both of the Killjoys on this map. We saw some really great moments from both of these teams yesterday, including when Flowerful was against version 1. Starbound had some very impactful flank moments and site hold, so I'm very interested in how these two are going to face off.
Will Shopify have an opportunity to bounce back on map number 2 of Ascent, or will EG take their first map pick in the series and go up 2-0 in this best out of 5? We'll find out as we hop into things with your casters, Vansili and Potter.
Thank you, Mimi, and yes, indeed, this action's starting to sizzle, so I had to take my hat off, and this is why we're seeing, proof that it's so hot right now, So, Potter, we're back here. Second map, Ascent. So, yeah, this is going to be a map between these two teams where it's the only map that's been a repeat from the last time they faced off against each other here in the quarterfinals of the Game Changers here in North America. The last time this map was played, it was a 16-14, man. We're going back and forth in this map.
Yeah. I mean, it's Ascent, right? This is like the Mirage and Dust 2 of CS. It is the map that everyone feels very comfortable on, right? Everyone feels comfortable making those mid-round calls with the certain map control. So we're going to see incredible plays coming out from both teams, especially if this first map is any indication of how this series is going to go. Yeah, this is Ascent, and I'm looking straight at Sibui to start here for Shopify's side. Sibui on this map, just in particular, her stats are incredible on that KO. So many assists, so many frags, and just the kind of battle KO that Shopify need to be able to equalize things in this best of 5. Look at this stack for EG. This is a full-on mid fight. As soon as mid gets contact, you can expect these cat players to flank.
Starts right now. Paranoia towards the market. No opportunity to flank right away because it's being watched by Panini. Finally, a couple of dinks, but still falls down. Kinsey holds the back of the site now, answered right back by Flowerful, though. Disadvantage for EG, for the Evil Geniuses. The spike's about to go down.
Yeah, and Thea had to use her blind there as well to try to help Kinsey out. And this positioning from Sonder, it's like the checkmate in this round. I don't think EG are even going to clear it. Oh, as I say that, they do have a bit of an inkling. But 2 players backside EG, they've got to clear everything.
It's going to be so annoying to deal with, too. There's a smoke in the front, and there's that backstab. 2 wonderful easy kills there by Sonder. As Shopify Rebellion, they want to take this second map right away.
And I gotta talk about that repositioning from Sonder there as well, right? I mean, just the fact that she has the presence of mind to really tuck back, really stay back. Don't give the defenders on their retake a single chance, right? She wants to allow her backside players to get contact first and then come and clear. We talked about that checkmate being in the round, and you actually need to be the checkmate. So beautiful start for Sonder. The desk talked about map 1 being so good for a player like Sonder. Being on the jet now, Sonder can be even more independent on Ascent.
Right now, not being independent, picking up the spike and rotating with the rest of the team. So the Aljone's trying to find some information, but I like how EG were really tucked away from that too. So Shopify Rebellion don't really know where the stack is going this time around. As EG, for the second map of this series, forced to go in an eco or going with a full eco with no armor.
Yeah, nice read. Beautiful stuff for Shopify. And that's exactly what you want on a default, right? You sniff it out, gather the info, no one shoots you back. You regroup and hit that site. For EG here, I think they're deciding, do we want to die to the spike or maybe see what we can do? But it almost feels like they just want to die to the spike here.
Yeah. Even a knife radius only catches 2 players. So Shopify Rebellion, will they try to go for the hunt? An opportunity to break the door and flash through if they ever want it from Sabui.
Not if you're down 0-1. Look at this.
Yep.
Shopify. So disciplined.
It's true. Shooting through all these boxes, so it'll be a 5v5 on the pulse plant and a 5v0 on the pulse plant after the spike goes out. No kills coming in from either teams, and a great discipline, at least for EG. Keep the economy up, and also not allowing any ult orbs to be picked up here by Shopify.
Certainly, and that's definitely going to come into play here for sure as the half goes on deeper and deeper. No ops yet on the board.
Got an
We've
Odin,
got
though.
Lori. Yeah. That Odin. And, you know, just yesterday, we witnessed a lot of shenanigans towards this B to try to counter this Odin spam.
Yeah.
So definitely Shopify, they're aware that this is going to be EG's game plan. Early drone. I don't think anyone's going to really be able to get control with that drone. So I think Shopify were really paranoid about a quick EG push onto B main here, but that's definitely not what EG were doing here.
Even a knife to get info towards Wine, and that spots the Omen. And with that, the smokes are way too far to go towards the B site. So you have to get your players ready here for EG, unless there's a repivot.
I like this TP noise coming out from Panini. I think Panini's just trying to make it look like she's alone, and it's just a regular old default. All members, though, besides the KJ, have grouped, and it's going to be a quick A hit. Oh, that
Nice little
timing.
line up there by
Wow.
Parapixel. Sonder answers right back. Spike down. They are trying to fight through that door, about to slowly close down to allow Panini to at least get a plant down for Shopify Rebellion. Disadvantage for the
aware.
attack. Yep, aware for this push. Nice little flick. Fireful falls. And now an opportunity for EG to flood right back. Odin
Starbound
spam.
getting a lot of ground. Yeah, this is so tough, man. Oh!
There was a moment there because Thea was low on HP, but it's still the defuse coming out for EG in the end.
Yeah, at least good damage. At least good damage, especially being that this was the bonus for Shopify. And only 2 members just barely surviving there for EG. That op delaying it into KC's hands is kind of the name of the game here for Shopify. So one more round where EG, they're going to be working with not scraps, but their economy is not going to be the greatest.
Yeah. And even that lineup that Parapixel had was also with some nice assists coming out from the Paranor from Thea, who, in a nice little flick shot this time around, even though she stays alive, is going to play the selfless style with the judge towards A main and leave her rifle for somebody else. And that was the Odin that she picked up to leave it for Lori.
Oh my god. Keency just popping a little bit of bullets right past Saunders' face there. Oh boy. We appreciate you, Observer. The judge in the hands of Parapixel. That drone is so key for Shopify.
Beautiful. And this time around, not running behind it like we were with the Trailblazer the previous map. We're forcing our opponents out. It's an easy
Wow.
kill. Nice little TP though from Panini as well. Wins that 1v1 against Thea, so both judges have been isolated, but Kinsey's still alive. Top of heaven, headshot onto Sabui as they fall, but the plant still comes in.
And Kinsey kind of still wants to make a heroic play, make something happen. They understand that the Killjoy was in this general area, but Flowerful's already regrouped, already left, wants to secure the site. And if EG don't get a pick here soon, they can't go for this.
You already see it falling back, especially with that recon dart coming out from the post plant from KP, pinging both players. They're like, yep, let's just save our weapons. It was an expensive round moving into this one, and just losing to judges in the process is not too bad in the end. So the silver lining that you have for EG, but for Shopify Rebellion, that's 3 rounds now on the attack out of 4. You're definitely feeling happy here.
Yeah, Shopify completely just controlling the pace, and you gotta appreciate Sonder really speeding up that pace that we're talking about in mid because that op's not on the board, right? So it just gives you a lot more confidence to try to take those lines and gain that space, and that's exactly what you saw Sonder do. Shopify made it towards that cat so fast. and a hero play potential with that judge, but it wasn't to be. Good utility coming out here for Shopify.
That's been the name of the game since map number 1 here. Especially when the one using that utility is KP, continuing this initiator role. Knife for knife, information more for the attacker side to spot 3 players stacked up close towards this A main. So Shopify taking the advantage, work towards middle.
Yeah, and while we have this kind of weird buy and a slow start, we gotta talk about, we're already in round 5 and EG are so far away from being close to any single ultimate. So you see here, 2 players just on classics. So a really weird start economically and ult board wise.
That's the crazy part. There are the ones too. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit
that's
here.
huge.
Nice little pick by Starbound. A second one at the Sabui. And only 3 away from the lockdown, anchoring back towards that B site, but also on a solo hold. As the rest of EG are still pivoting back towards the spawn side.
So steady. Starbound.
Fire!
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Keeps.
Well?
Once more. One more. Well, that's stalled ready. So you talked about ults not being ready yet for EG. They got one the next round.
Yeah, this post plant is still
30
pretty
seconds
doable
left.
for Shopify. I mean, sure, there's 2 flashes on the back of Power Pixel. Oh, they gotta speed it up though. Shopify's gotta speed it up, get the spike down as Keen C is just really far away.
Planted.
But that said, EG has no information of the second player, so they were still staying towards the spawn, trying to look around. Now the turret gets broken, and that's going to set paranoia, though, for Shopify, thinking that there's going to be a B main push. Instead, EG runs back in, a flash, an off-angle play, a trade-off, and a spray from the Odin. 2 versus 1. You said that this was doable right here, Potter. And in the hands of KP, shock dart now. Position given away. Second shock dart, and instantly gets sprayed by the Odin. Anticlimactic in the end.
Thanks.
And EG put 2.
Dangerous stuff for Shopify. These past few rounds have looked so clean, so methodical. And they tried to make this one methodical, but that almost was the double-edged sword. It just gives Starbound a lot of room to work with, and when you're desperate, you make desperate plays. Starbound is completely rewarded for it. And they get away with equalizing here. Keen C's not gonna buy, Vans. They've got just the knives and shorty. You know what that means. They want to party.
They want to party towards A main, and apologies there. Starbound still 1 away for that lockdown. But they're not trying to use any type of pressured play to try to capitalize on any of these orbs. A map like Ascent, very difficult to do here on defense, try to take control of these areas. Knife spotting Kinsey towards Wine. So Shopify Rebellion picking up the pace a little bit more towards a B mid lurk.
Yeah, Shopify didn't want to deal with the close range knives, any sort of shenanigans in this B main. That does mean now, so early in the round, we don't have that drone for elsewhere. KP, yeah. Okay, she's aware. And just this timing for Flowerful. The fact that she is inserted towards this B main, depending on what happens in this mid, Flowerful's going to start inching forward.
That's an opportunity though. Because Lori's down at 1 HP, cannot peek too much, so it's up to Starbound inside the site. Continue to spray with the Odin. Starbound's playing the off angle by the alley, and that's the lockdown ready. Very right out as the rest of Shopify are moving down towards the B site. Nice little shot by Panini off that TP that you just heard.
My ult is
Spike down goes down, EG has to go for the retake.
KP looking to pop that Hunter's Fury to help solidify this post plant. I think as soon as Saunders gets contact, it's gonna rip.
Already go. The mark though. Saunders still there, pushing up towards the lane. The 3rd kill in the round. And Thea puts up the 3rd, swings right out, and that's Saunders, man. Not letting up from that previous map. It has a Blade Storm ready in round number 7.
Yeah, definitely not letting up. We're getting some high quality play here for sure, and that's exactly what you expect out of both of these squads. But these individuals are really heating up. We're in map 2 and they're feeling extra confident.
Yeah,
for sure.
and now we have a chance to talk about it a bit here as the timeout is being asked and called by EG. you mentioned how it's difficult for EG with 5 rounds in, difficult to bring out these ultimate orbs, where they on defense too were running that discipline to not allow Shopify Rebellion to get any of those ults in their favor. But the reads maybe just weren't there for them to really capitalize on getting a couple of kills to really build these ults up. So maybe the timeout here is, can we play a little bit more aggressive?
Yeah, and you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You make a decision, and the trade-off is sometimes when you're trying to control the ult game, if you lose those specific rounds, it's kind of hard to recover. Listen, if EG didn't win that anti-eco, or rather their own eco, then they still wouldn't be close to their ults here, depending on how those kills kind of panned out. But either way, I mean, that's the power of having those, you know, star power, right? It is at any turn, you're able to really just capitalize. And so that's exactly what EG have done thus far. And having Starbound have this Killjoy ultimate now on board, that's going to change the dynamic on this defense side. You're going to be able to really be okay with giving up an entire half of the map. So being stuck together with the Jet and the KO specifically towards this A, and being a lot more patient on that rotate should allow KeenC to find a lot more duels.
That was the thing too. After the timeout, KeenC decided to buy the Vandal to support Starbound with the other Vandal. So they were trying to hold the extremities first, but will this mean they might not have the operator in the round after as the rest of VG, only with these lower buys with the pistols. So keeping at least the minimum of the economy correct for them to get the rifle round on the next should they lose this one here.
And the last time Shopify were being this cautious because they knew their opponents were on a low buy, it ended up biting them in the booty. So we need to make sure that if you're Shopify, play this round out as ride or die, as if it's any other gun round itself. Make sure those trades come through. And for EG, you can see they're going for gamble, high risk, well, not low risk, but high reward plays. KeenC's just stacked in that B site. They're reading hard into their read.
Cycling utility though. They missed a shot on the alarm, but the knife also missed. Paranoia tried to delay. 30 seconds left on the clock for Shopify Rebellion. They decide to push down towards the A site, leaving at least one player anchored behind for the flame. That's Firefall. Dash in, clear out the site. Power Pixel falls. Plant will then come in towards the generator, and here comes the rest of EG with these 2 rifles.
Beautiful lurk coming out for Flowerful. Ooh.
That's why that alarm bot never got broken. Allows KeenC to fight head to head, but Firefall still wins it.
Man, that should be really good info for Shopify going into the next round, to make sure that they allow Flowerful for these lurks by taking care of that utility earlier in the round. And KP's been doing it, right? We saw those shock darts coming through, and just that repositioning of that alarm bot. It's huge info either way. And a strong anti-eco for Shopify. They're going to feel good about this round, Vance.
Oh, definitely. Despite the alarm bot not being broken.
More.
Oh yeah, chasing for this right now. Actually, let's see if she can get it. Now potentially, there you go. Censored, but the kill still happens there for Sibui. 1 away from getting a KO ultimate ready. With a null command, and okay, I was asking that question. Will they still have the operator the round after? And KeenC will have enough money to pull that out.
Beautiful. So coming into this round, I mean, you said it, Vance. Operator on the board, 1 away orb-wise from ultimates. So everyone understands we're about to fight. Either we're fighting for this A main orb, or somebody's going to be picking early in middle. So the op protocol is coming out on the board for both squads. And it looks like Shopify, they want this A main orb.
And interesting enough for EG, when they understand the orbs that are available though for Shopify Rebellion for them to take, nobody's adding any pressure towards B main. It was so passive towards mid A.
You are powerless.
There's that
No
null command.
already ripped.
That's Stewie trying to run in first, trying to nullify any type of utility that could slow them down. As that Molly does a lot of damage. Stay on the back of the side, headshot on the Sonder. But it's only good for that one. Shot darts down, lockdown coming through. 4 being closed here, allowing EG to just try to hold this off. But here's that backstab, weighted by Panini. The swing across, 1 here by Power Pixel as they're trying to push forward. Upshot misses first, there is that detain. First one to fall, the res, and the last one spotted in the main. A 2 versus 1 to swing on the timing. Sibui swings right out, but misses a shot. Underhand flash being thrown. Nice little headshot, and gets the other one for the Red Bull clutch!
What did I say, Vance?
Sibui!
Sibui is here. Sibui loves Ascent, and you can see exactly why. What a beautiful flash to just feel the confidence to swing out, and it all started off with this A hit coming out for Shopify. We talked about, oh man, and it looked doomed. I gotta be honest, fans. It looked doomed, right?
100%.
That Killjoy ultimate going off, and Shopify just scrambling to try to recover. But Sibui is such a hero.
I thought Sibui got detained as well until Luke came back into her POV. She lands those shots, so that's definitely going to instill the confidence there for Shopify Rebellion. EG trying to answer right back, not giving a chance here for Shopify Rebellion to continue to drive this first map, or should I say the first half of the second map. As Kinsey got spotted, forced to fall back. Shopify Rebellion are just holding that default towards spawn, anticipating some sort of aggressive push coming out from the other extremity.
And speaking of anticipating, EG are also anticipating a full-on A hit.
Which ain't gonna happen.
See this? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But you know, I like these kinds of stacks. It's just a gamble and just really try to mind game everyone in the server. This time around, it definitely will not pay off, at least to start. But EG, they still got flashes on the board. That dart is primed and ready. So depending on what kind of picks, yeah, maybe.
B-side is definitely a lot easier to retake here with the floods. Stinger, maybe we'll need the charge too, or maybe the trade off. The trade's not gonna happen. Sonder just silent across here in this map. In this round number 9. But only 2 players left alive now for EG as Ken still in the back of the market. Back door spawn. A flawless comes out for Shopify Rebellion. And a great attacker half to top that as well.
Definitely great. I think that's 2 or 3 flawless rounds coming out for Shopify so far this half. So really solid stuff. It was just an anti-eco. You know, we talked about EG having that wrong read. Unlucky. All good. Kinsey's got the operator out on the board, right? And this is the first time we're going to see them towards this mid to start. And every member of Shopify is very grouped up towards this B. So that sort of info should allow Kinsey to have that sort of playmaking round here, depending on what kind of hit Shopify do. Flowerful's just got that Killjoy ultimate on board. There it is.
The Aldrone even spotted Kinsey with the op, and Saunders still wanted to challenge it. Feeling that confidence from a few rounds before, but gets denied right away. That nullifies the lockdown for a bit. Heading towards the back of the side of fake TP just to get back out of it. Actually, a full. There you go. Gets and ends up being a trade and a spike down. KT playing the off angle though, trying to push back towards the market. It's just a battle just behind this thick wall of a brick. Lori posted all behind Flowerful's half HP swing.
One enemy remaining.
And instantly, after that, allowing Panini for an attempt for a clutch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, attempt denied, unfortunately. And you saw Panini was kind of straggling behind there for so long. Flowerful all alone, but Panini had to take care of that B main. So unluckily, it comes down to a 2v2, but EG handled that round so well. You talked about Vans, that Omen ult going off. And Lori, there was only room for one, right? With that Killjoy ultimate going off, I mean, no matter how much you suck that belly in, there's only room for one back there. So, EG, their protocols coming out and coming out strong.
Standing ahead.
I'm laughing because I know all about sucking my
You can
tummy
make it
in.
work?
I cannot make it work anymore. Not with this COVID body. Nonetheless, though, Shopify Rebellion to lead by 4. Aldrone spotting Kinsey. And no opportunity to get an op kill early this time around for our first blood for EG. Shopify Rebellion pivoting back towards catwalk control.
Yeah, and Panini is primed and ready to just let that paranoia rip and allow her teammates to scale into the site, but Powerpixel is doing work, completely delaying this short A, and Keen C knows, wants to get back on the long line.
And that's a perfect molly to allow Kinsey to get the first kill and realign for that second one, looking towards the door. Shopify Rebellion knows that, so they want to fight back towards the tree. Everything's smoked out, and now funnel right back into Kinsey once again, activating the dash. Wants to look for that last kill. Stolen away by Powerpixel. But EG finally find some sort of an answer here on this A-hold.
Last
Yeah,
round.
I would say a really good answer. I mean, these last 2 rounds were so dominant coming out for EG. Definitely a stark difference, at least with how the first 8 rounds or so have gone so far. So reinvigorated, and it all started with the operator in Keen C's hands. So as soon as that sniper rifle is in the back pocket, it seems you know, their op protocols on the defense shining through for sure.
Get out of my way.
Knives as well this round, man.
And avoids everybody.
Yeah.
So no information for either initiators now.
Such a good heads-up play. But the advantage right now is for Panini. And both players just kind of jiggle and leave.
And avoiding the op or Shopify Rebellion. Grouping back up towards this B hit. They have a TP available for the back of the site if they want to. Instead, opt in to go for the orb first to null come in. Can see second shot, another rare miss, but 100 Fury goes long range, connects onto one, but no kills there. Nice play of a distance there to avoid the radius of the null command. But Thea is now stuck in the back of the site, pinged out, pushed forward by Sonder, still wins that fight, swings back on the right one, but runs out of bullets. Traded right back out by KP. Panini watching the off angle.
Would have got that third if she had more bullets, but Panina's been spotted.
And
EG's
denied.
also ripping their own Hunter's Fury.
No damage being done though from the back of the site. HP is low for both teams. Winnable conditions for both of these teams as well. As EG looks to flood right back. Fireball with the off angle, but denied by Kinsey with the Blade Storm. And EG is able to have a clean retake. And at the end of the day, it still turns out to be a pretty decent half.
Good recovery, all things considered. And I mean, kudos to Keen C there, right? Starting the round early towards A, taking the time to say, hey, I'm going to show myself at A main, do an early peek, shoot my op, and then beeline it towards that B site immediately. So as soon as Shopify reacted to the operator being towards that A, Keen C had already cheated her way over towards this B site. So good heads up play coming out from the defense, and great recovery, at least for EG.
And then these moments where you're playing a map like Ascent, and you said this before we started this cast, Potter, that it's a common map. So what used to be a very defender-sided map, the attackers are finding ways to really get through these default lineups, these default positionings that you have on a defense, which is why you're seeing a lot more results coming through from the attack. That's, you got to be on point on working that map and working those rotations. Shopify Rebellion did it well, but can EG do it this time around?
Powerpixel in a very interesting spot towards this tile to start. Decides to throw that mid knife, trying to bluff that EG are going for this B mid control. But this means that EG are going to be lacking flashes. Just a paranoia.
Cover going out.
First smokes, Paranoia to slow down a little bit more. Shot guards, a little bit of chip damage for teammates.
How did
EG
King
still
C
does-
not take any damage?
Because it's love taps, but not love taps for the rest of these players inside the A side, not letting EG get through. Fight now picked up, Sidui low on HP, but Starbound still manages to get out of it unscathed.
Yeah, Starbound's got a ghost, and we've seen
Coming back.
the mechanical skill ceiling of this player, especially on that chamber, but really just since they've joined EG, that star power, that firepower has shown through. There's opportunities here, Vans. KJ versus KJ only.
30
I mean,
seconds
if
left.
Starbound goes sniffing a little bit deeper, no.
Oh no, we're cooking with the setup.
Yeah.
Starbound's gonna get
Oh
cooked.
boy. Oh boy.
Already half HP. And waste enough time now for the rest of Shopify Rebellion to group up with Flowerful. At least that silver lining is that Spike goes down. But Starbound, now that they have a different position, there's an opportunity.
That ping.
Not until that ping. Not until that ping.
Yeah, it's just like salt in the wound, right? You're already fighting an uphill battle, and then at that last second, just get pinged as well. Unlucky for EG there, but what a solid hold coming out for Shopify. And Shopify is gonna feel good on this defense side. You know, I mean, I don't care who's saying that it's defense sided or attack sided or what have you, whatever. Shopify right now being on the defense side of Ascent. Having Cbuoy in your back pocket, you're always going to be ready to fight consistently. You can expect Cbuoy is going to be chunking flashes long distance to help her teammates out, or just underhanding it and dueling it out themselves and getting multi-kill after multi-kill. So anti-eco, I have to mention it, Vans. This anti-eco, it has to start with this. Shopify have to have a clean round here.
Try and play the distance. Classics only one share for Starbound. Alarmbot will see that pressure up from EG, who's looking to even just push into the B site.
No.
So how clean will this be? Recon dart now broken. There's that first and second. Paranoid of blind one. Support comes out from Flowerful. Beautiful flash blind both players. And they lose both players inside the site. Already, backup's there. Oh no, it's not as clean anymore, Potter. It's not as clean anymore, Potter. Slaughter on a 2 versus 1. Nice little headshot there onto Lori. Cloud burst now dissipates right out in the open. And it's high noon for both of these players. Forced to reload. Tap on a spike. Updraft. Fake plat. Slaughter then walks down. Lands that shot. And saves it there for Shopify Rebellion. A Red Bull clutch as they move up at 9.
Oh man, Vans, my heart can't handle rounds like this. But you said it's not as clean anymore, but I'd argue that it was never clean to begin with. If both of your players are getting caught with the KO knife at B, and your Killjoy can't use their turret or their mollies or their alarm bot at all, and you're allowing these pistols to swarm and get on top of you before you can even shoot a single bullet, that's just simply not good enough. So Shopify almost get punished. But thank God for Sonder. Thank God for Sonder. And for EG, you got to feel damn good about that eco.
Chad, you know damn right that when Potter is bringing out a point and she runs out of breath, that's an important thing to think about. Don't get caught off by your 0 point when you're playing in the back of a site. But yeah, smaller buy, a shorter buy that you have for Shopify Rebellion, despite them winning the round. Only shares to the Bulldog. Can see. Oh, I'm gonna get pinched. Wait, dashes away! Okay, there you go. Flowerful readjusts. Team flash, but still gets the kill somehow?
Flowerful still thinks she's on chamber right now. You're on Killjoy, Flowerful. Chill! Spike is down, though. And Cbuoy just shows up right in the nick of time. Panini. Oh, she does get caught off guard. The Phantom Spray kind of betrays her there.
But at least they're both playing together. Last 2 players of Shopify Rebellion, both with weapons picked up.
Such
Grouping power
play.
numbers. Back on a 2 versus 2. And Lori is looking to inch right back. Oh my, that is so nice. And who better than Cbuoy to line up those 2 kills? Shopify, they win the bonus.
And they deserved it. They deserved it that round for sure. I mean, it's unlucky that Keen C decided they didn't need to or want to clear that close left in market. But, you know, those sound cues coming through so early towards that gate, towards that spawn area, definitely distracted. And not to mention that little head that swung by at that switch area was a bit of a distraction as well. But either way, a solid crossfire for Shopify to really fight for that mid. EG are so grouped up this round.
Grouped up to push it right away. KP playing the off angle. This is rarely checked. It ends up being super easy kills here. Playing once again the distance against the lower bar that you have for EG. A clean round. And this doesn't look to be that same type of brawl that we saw the last time these 2 teams played against each other on this map. Very SR-sided.
Extremely so. And a much needed timeout coming out here for EG to just kind of give themselves a breather and don't press tab, don't look at Saunders' score. Everyone just take a breather. But for EG's side of things, you know, one thing is for certain is that they've got an entire bookload of protocols, of strats for exact moments like these. And it was their attack side that they were feeling the most confident on this map, right? It certainly so many different looks to kind of tee up Keen C and set this player up for success. So I think that's what they're kind of going over right now. And for Shopify, I mean, they've just got to be figuring out, hey, where else should we fight with Sibui? She's got 12 assists. Her flashes are banging. Let's go fight somewhere.
I was about to say, because Potter, if you were my coach and you say, hey, don't hit tab and look at Saunders' score, and then I look down and I see Sibui already with 14 kills and 12 assists, I'm quaking in my boots once again. So trying to shut down these two players.
With you.
Exactly. So trying to shut down these two players, especially now that Saunders is feeling it and pulling out the operator too. EG is going to have to dig very deep into that strat book. Thankfully, they have a lockdown available. But SR has already posted up for this.
Yeah, an early drone as well for KP. This is really going to allow Saunder to pick and choose whatever battle she wants. Oh, decides to shoot the op very early. That should be a tell.
Is it to break the turret?
Yeah, it was to break the turret, but usually you could ask your rifler to come by. That's going to give Keen C a lot of ground, and you know Keen C understands the opera wants to rotate here.
Punished.
Catches Saunder. Yeah, that's not good.
The extra layer wasn't there for Saunder as Kinsey understood the rotation, but Saunder didn't know there was going to be a lurk. Especially with the util that you had from the Killjoy. Not too much watching towards that mid outside of that util. So an opportunity now for EG to rush it to the to A site, as Sibui is holding in the back bay. Nice little cloud burst, or open smoke, to help her dance around the smokes. Was only able to get that one kill. Panini off angle, back towards the wine. It's containing A main.
You should run.
3 versus 4. Oh, this is pretty good for Shopify. They can be extra patient in this round. Oh, they want to just break it. They want to break the ult.
Lockdown gets broken, but EG still stacking up inside the site. Two-player fight towards hell. Thea wins that 1v1. No trade needed. Now the trade is needed as KP's running across, and there's Lori to the rescue, to the trades. We finally have a good answer off the timeout from EG.
Yeah, that's, man, definitely some hero opportunities there for both sides, but specifically for Shopify. Sibui was doing work in that site, and I think Panini was a little tunnel vision towards that A main and couldn't provide that assistance, but did a lot of damage, and that's got to be in the back of EG's mind is every time they go towards that A, the crossfire that's happening towards this A site. So well handled for EG, and Roy's already got that Hunter's Fury online here. Saunder. No.
Escapes. It was close, reposts. Tries to peek back right out. But that smoke is not going to allow for her to get any vision for a second pick. So repositions towards the A site as Kinsey's trying to move forward. Clearing out the right angle. Sibui just swings in the right moment for 2 kills.
I mean, the first kill was just amazing, but man, if you're EG, that is not okay that Sibui got a second. And I mean, that's not okay for Sibui to do. What are you doing? You were only supposed to get 1 kill and die there. But either way, for EG, they still are feeling somewhat decently here. They're going to be able to cut the noise and let the defenders kind of regroup and get into whatever setup they want. I think Lori might even invest the Hunter's Fury into this one.
TP for info.
Never mind.
To give a timing, an opportunity for EG to try to run in. I like the attempt at least. Trying to get the TP so that's oh, okay, that's a nice little shot through the smoke, but trying to get that TP to have Saunder shoot that off shot, cancel out the ult, to give that opportunity for EG to run in, but that off angle, that position up from the switch was just too much.
incredible stuff. Both players, multiple players getting multi-kills, and in this game, getting double kills and triple kills is like the hardest thing to do. So it definitely is what's contributing to such a one-sided scoreline. And Shopify's defense so far is dominant.
Pretty much as dominant as their defense was on split before. EG once again needing to find some way to answer back. I like this too. Picking up the Blade Storm, dropping a rifle here for Laurie so you can run the knives, and an opportunity here to have a much fuller buy as your economy is pretty much down to nothing. Starbound with only a sheriff.
Yeah, you can see that Laurie and EG are very paranoid about Saunders' operator right now. They don't want to give her any picks. That was an early drone. At least Keen-C gets a lot of space with these knives for it.
Thing is,
But Laurie really wants to use the Hunter's Fury in this round.
yeah, it was almost looking like they wanted to use it towards Tree. We hear the ultimate. Saunders trying to peek out. Barrel of the gun sticking out there from the attack side of Laurie. As Saunders just dancing around, hip hop.
We hit
Makes
dive.
it through for the kill. No dive needed for that one. Now with the Blade Storm. Where's that second one? Showstopper. Sorry, Showstopper. Hunter's Fury answer right back there by KP. And through all the ruckus, it's still a 2 versus 2 now for EG to at least try to get a plant down with 13 seconds left on the clock.
KP still got the recon in her back pocket. And that should allow Flowerful to just come through this smoke.
Waiting for that dart. KP is going to put this towards the generator. No pings out to allow Flowerful to hide in that smoke.
Process of elimination here, Vans.
Drawn down.
Oh boy.
Oh, and that allows the lineup too. KP jumps right in front of Flowerful, so no readjustments needed there for Starbound. They stay alive for EG.
Yeah, good stuff for EG here. Incredible presence for Keen-C, and that's the power of Keen-C within rounds like this. But, man, Shopify are not sad about this round, though. I mean, if I'm being real, Bui's just saying, yo, I got you. And Saunders saying, hey, thanks for dying for me, right? And so losing a round like this, you just kind of shrug, and it almost motivates you because you see your teammate ride or dying so hard for you. So Bui and Saunders definitely had opportunities to be a hero, but Keen-C is just a little bit better sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, most times, if I'm being honest.
And Keen-C was trying to go for that op pick towards B main, and all I saw was a quasi-blind from a shock dart landing right in front of their face, so they couldn't land that shot and only broke the turret. At least for Shopify Rebellion, they know that EG is pulling out the op on the attack. Pressure now towards the catwalk. Paranoia to push them right back once again to mid-control.
KP was holding on to this dart in their back pocket. Should really bolster up this defense. Panini, though, doesn't have any smokes to provide for help here.
Just hiding towards logs. TP. It's only the guns that's there for the support.
Oh, no.
Nice entries by Power Pixel. TP coming out to clear out space. That's EG. The full hold on a pulse plant. 5 versus 3. 5 versus 2. Nice little
Good
off shot there.
trigger discipline.
Yep.
Yeah. Keen-C just looks so good whenever that sniper is in this player's hands. It looks like this should be easy for EG. Yeah, Saunders just gonna try to get some exit frags, and Bui's gonna try to survive here, but
it's needed. At this point, you have that distance to potentially catch some players running right out. Starbound knows that, and look at that discipline too for EG, all grouped up out towards the market, out of the radius of this spike going off, and they're just holding towards pizza, so not losing any weapons in the process. And also for Shopify Rebellion, they didn't want to go for any of those chases because that's finally the money, the bank broken for the defensive half.
yeah, really starting to get a little dicey here if you're Shopify. And if you're EG, it's that discipline you talked about, Vans, that's kind of carried them through these last few rounds to really make it as easy as it can be. Well, it was also Keensy's insane entries, but on top of that, to secure the rounds, I mean, it's certainly the teamwork coming through here for EG. And Lori, I mean, she's been holding on to this Hunter's Fury. She hasn't really needed to use it because, as I say, these last couple rounds have been dominant. But this is definitely one of those rounds where she wants to be able to use it.
Here.
Clear back sight.
Yeah.
Placing swarm grenade.
But the thing is that's difficult. I see 3 players from Shopify Rebellion in this B site. If there was a moment that EG was setting up for like a KO ult, Hunter's Fury in the back of the site, that would have done so much damage. But if you're looking at that, at what we have currently in this storage for Shopify Rebellion, they are also on this lower bar with those 2 weapons that they save, which is why they have this stack towards B. And why it doesn't really matter what we have for ults here for EG. We're just trying to fight against them with the lower buys that we have, try to make it expensive, even if we lose the round.
Yeah, and on the other side of that, you can also see that both squads are just taking their time. They know that it's a low buy, but these kinds of rounds get dicey. That's a huge knife.
Null command on top of that. So a KO ult, allowing EG to push through. Crossfire is good. That would leave the Clariful to drop the off. Everybody's just getting dropped so far. The crossfire is still really good. The off shot coming out from Sonder. There's only Starbound left, and Starbound falls. Shopify Rebellion wins the second map off of Thrifty.
Those thrifties, Vans. Those thrifties. I think we forgot to go sniffing in that round. Unluckily, not enough sniffing. But man, Shopify, Sonder and Sibui, the name of the game. Ascent. These 2 players, they don't miss on this map, Vans.
Yeah, they definitely don't miss, and they definitely wanted to fight right back. We saw it from that pistol round where it was such a dominating pistol that was won there by Shopify Rebellion. They definitely didn't want to let their opponents know for evil geniuses to think that they have any chances in this series. So we're all tied up 1-1, and we got Haven coming up right after the break.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium? Switch to Verizon. You can trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.